Hey, welcome to the X-Man Show. I'm the A Train. And guess what? Somebody's not here today.
I'm Jersey, not dirty.
Damn. When the beat go, I felt that. Hey. Ooh. Hey. Ooh, yeah. Pull up to the zoo and then
And welcome to this edition of the X-Fan Show. Yeah, you saw that, right? You saw that. As long as you saw that, all right?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning to you all. Welcome to the show today. Yeah, that's right. Dirty's being cleaned.
That's what we're calling it.
Dirty gets cleaned today. So yeah, that's how we doing that. Welcome to this edition again to the X Fan Show. I am the A Train, Arlington Lane. Joining me today is my guest co-host from the Gridiron Podcast. You can see him there, and then if you saw him last night, this man has been a busy guy. If you haven't
Yes,
checked
sir.
on the Fuel Sports Network, which you can get on Roku TV, and you can get on your Amazon Fire Stick, is the one and only Jersey the King, our West Coast program director. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, my brother. How are you this morning?
I'm well. Thank you so much, man, for dropping in on such short notice because we had to let somebody who couldn't
Get the
keep his
cleanse.
mouth shut. So he's got to get cleaned because of it. So yeah,
Dirty's
man,
getting the cleanse today, y'all.
he's getting a cleanse. And we kind of did a blacking move here over at Fuel Sports Network. But hey, folks, want to thank our wonderful sponsors at Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company, Just Meat Jerky, and Dubby,
Dooby.
Dubby,
Is it
Dubby, Dubby,
Dooby
Dubby, the
or
Dubby, Dubby,
Dubby?
Dubby, 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 Dubby,
That's the
Dubby.
question. Is it
Yeah,
Dubby or Dooby?
it's Dubby.
I
It
call it
is.
Dooby because
I
that's the
want.
way it looks.
Wait, I wonder why, sir. Yeah, exactly,
Because it's
exactly.
spelled Dubby.
But
So
I
you can
pronounce
look
it
at that
Dubby
word.
because that's how I look at it, baby. It is Dubby.
Dooby.
It's Dubby Energy Powder. So, yeah, thank you so much to our wonderful sponsors here at Fuel Sports Network,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And let's get into it, man. We don't want to waste any time today. Um,
Busy
so
weekend.
far, man, it has been a crazy start to the UFL training camp, man. We get into week
Yeah.
one, we got the big cuts and whatnot. And I know I wanted to watch last night's The Bottom Line. If you hadn't missed, if you checked it out, if you didn't see it, like me, I missed out on a good show. But I know I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch it and make sure that you do. You can follow us here at the Fuel Sports Network, man. That's what we here for. Hey, and if you are
Sir.
watching today, you're watching this show right now, make sure that you go and you do this. You subscribe and you share this, okay? Share this to your friends and you can have join in. They can join in on the conversation via YouTube and on Facebook. All right. So
Sir.
good morning again. Good morning to everybody. What's going on, Rig? My man Rig is in the house. Um,
John David's in the building.
yeah.
How you doing this morning? Sandy. Doesn't it? Sandy, Dooby sounds great. Dooby energy powder. Get you some today. You know what I
I
mean? There you
I don't
go.
I don't I don't know I don't know what to say to y'all now, man, because y'all are getting me with this. But
It
again,
looks
thank
like Dooby just
it
with a
looks
Y.
just
Sandy, I
with
love the way you spelled it though.
oh
Great job.
my God,
Thank you.
what's wrong with y'all today? It's down at the bottom. Just letting you know up front. All right. Uh, one of the biggest, I think, in my opinion, surprises is destroying making the cut so far. Him with the San Antonio Brahmas, and they cut a guy that actually played in the NFL, so they're letting you know that this ain't the
It
same type of
has
league that we had in
right.
the past.
But it also
All
lets you
right.
know that Donald, aka Destroying De La Haye, has talent. This man, we're gonna get into the conversation. I'm gonna save what I have to say for
Okay.
the actual conversation because
We in it now.
you,
What you
you're
gotta say, bro?
surprised. You're surprised. This
Listen,
man's
man.
kicking the ball 70 yards with
Hey,
ease.
hey, listen. Okay, then the question's gonna be what's gonna happen when the game is on the line, man. That's what I'm ready. And if he can do it, guess what? I will give him all the credit in the world. And he has
You
to,
don't think he's
and he has
mentally
to make.
prepared himself?
Listen, he has to make a believer out of me. The reason why I say that, sir, is because I remember. I think it was NBA 2K 22. They did a storyline where it was a guy that was either going to be a YouTube star and it, or an NBA draft pick. They was like, you can't be both. You can't do.
Right.
So basically, it was saying to me that can he do this and not have to worry about his YouTube channel? Now, where that all stemmed from was him doing that instead of being in college and playing. He chose to do the YouTube route and got money off of that, right? So that was on him. This was way before NIL deals were
Hmm.
dropping like it is today.
Yeah, he
So he
was
chose
ruled
the YouTube route.
ineligible because he
Right.
was he wouldn't demonetize his YouTube page.
He
You know,
wouldn't do it.
he would not do it. And all that hard work he put into it, he said, why should I demonetize my content and not get paid for something that I'm working hard on? And it was because NIL deals weren't in play. You couldn't get paid for your name, image, and likeness. You know what I mean? So that's why he chose
Ooh.
to say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing this YouTube stuff and get paid.
Yeah.
I can always go back and get my college degree.
We're gonna answer this question in just a little bit. Who you think's better, AJ McCarron or Te'amo?
Oh, that's an
Interesting.
easy question.
It is, but I'm going to wait. We will get back to it. I promise you.
Yes, we will.
Um,
Good
yes,
morning, Santa.
and everybody's telling me the man can kick. Okay,
He can.
okay.
And thank you, Ballhawk One, for watching us on the TV.
Yes, I saw that.
Doesn't it
He was
look
watching
good?
them.
Looks
You know,
beautiful.
I
But
know.
no, A Train, this man can really kick. He was
Yeah.
kicking it from 70 to 75 yards and nailing it. What NFL kicker What NFL kicker is kicking 75 yards with ease? I mean,
Hey.
this boy is standing back there, and you know how when you can tell from the kicker's motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much power he's putting into that kick.
Mm-hmm.
This boy barely trying. Y'all, when I tell you this man is barely trying, he got a leg on him. And then you got to imagine all the conditioning and running. And when he does those one-on-ones that he does on YouTube, when he goes around the country and does the 1v1s, he's sometimes actually doing those routes and stuff with them boys. So you got to imagine he's out there doing wide receiver warm-ups and workouts and running back warm-ups and workouts out there with these boys. And then turning around and doing his kicking drills and warm-ups and workouts and training. This man can kick. And everybody's like, "Oh, I'm seeing in all these different Facebook groups and around social media, oh, the Brahmas just kept him for his name." No, they kept him for his talent. They really kept him for his talent. He's really that good, guys. You'll see this season. I promise you. Debate me if you want.
You know what? All I gotta say is, uh, oh, Sabrina said he's been training with the NFL kickers family. I don't know their name. So hey, that means he's been training. So that's what's letting you know.
Yeah,
Could he be a story like a Brandon Aubrey was last year with the USFL? You know, where
I
he
believe
winds up
so.
being all USFL and made the NFL and then made the Pro Bowl as well
And
with the
you know what?
season that he had.
Brandon
So
Automatic Aubrey set a record, you guys. He made every single kick, every single field goal he attempted. He missed, I think, like one extra point. But every field goal attempt he went for this season and attempted, he made.
just
He
letting
went
you know,
automatic.
folks. That's just letting you know, man. There's opportunities available, and I don't know. I guess I'm looking at it from an old school approach and saying that YouTube stars shouldn't be big stars in their next levels. Because then now that we look at it, now that we look at it, I think what the Paul brothers, they've been making their names noticeable. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see his quote right there.
No, there's no man crush.
There's no man crush here.
I just
There's no.
know talent when I see talent, and
There
that
you
man
go.
deserves his flowers because it doesn't matter what he did YouTube wise. What he's showing on that field is why them coaches kept him. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you I just
Sabrina
wish
says,
people would stop doing that. You know what I mean? Stop saying here saying he's only getting this chance because of his name. No, they wouldn't have signed him to a contract if he couldn't kick. He's kicking the damn ball 70 yards, y'all.
said what is sad that is no matter how good he is, the NFL is not picking him up because of his fame. Watch.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I
Oh,
know.
my
I
shit.
know,
Yeah,
Bahar.
yeah, yeah.
But did you
So,
hear breaking news? We do have breaking news is regarding since we are talking about kickers.
okay.
Um, what's his name? San Antonio Brahmas kicker, Parker Romo,
Yeah.
just signed a deal with the Vikings.
Oh Lord. If you know our Fuel family, we got a few Vikings fans
Yes, we
in
do.
here. And right now they are ecstatic for the most part. The bad part is they don't have a quarterback that can save
Wrong.
them.
Sam
They
Darnold
do have.
just got signed to the Vikings this morning. Daddy Ed, it happened. We were talking about this last night, and then Daddy Ed posted this morning. His day started off bad. He was like, I was wanting him to say, and the
You telling me,
Vikings have signed Sam Darnold. He was like, nope, that didn't happen, but it actually did.
oh Lord, you mean to tell me that that's gonna be their savior?
Sam Darnold.
And then the whole thing with Aaron Jones,
He's to the
that's
Vikings
a
now too.
that's a whole nother story. But yeah,
The Vikings just went
if if
crazy.
if destroying is going to make the cut, then awesome. Like seriously.
I
But
mean, he is the only kicker on
I
their
here's
roster.
my thing though. When we got to the season, before we got to that, and there was a post that he made about him sharing a locker. And here's my thing, dude. I have no problem with that. As long as it was in jest, as long as he was just poking fun at it or whatever, cool. But if you sitting there and you doing this, and and you serious about it that you had to share a locker, man, you gotta earn your stripes. That's what I was taught, even in this broadcast game, that you gotta earn your stripes. You know what I mean? And when you do things like that, it gives you a diva type look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not you sitting here, everybody know you from YouTube and whatnot, and you now going online and you complaining about you having to share a locker. Like I said, I hope everything was just as a joke and it wasn't a big thing, but it was like, dude, come on, man. Like you trying to make the team, yo. And
I
from
think
what
it was a
I've been
joke
told, and that's again, that's fine. But
because you know
here's
he
my
has
thing.
that series on that he's doing Project NFL on his YouTube channel. He has that Project NFL series that he video series that he's doing, and he was showing his first practice and stuff. And I think it was really just in all fun and jokes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I honestly really think it was all fun and jokes because I watched it, and the dude he's sharing a locker with, they're laughing and joking and stuff. So I really think that it was just a joke, just for just to, I guess, spark some type of conversation because you know how the media is. They'll take something and they'll run with it. You know what
See,
I mean?
exactly. But it's
And
if
I
it
think
was a
that's what
still
it was for.
picture. It was a still picture. So it's like you
Mhm.
have your interpretation of what you think it is. And
Exactly.
because of that, um we have we got these and I think that's what it was mostly anything is marketing, you know.
Yeah.
Uh
Marketing,
because also a good guy got cut in Matt Amendola. Matt
yeah.
Amendola was cut. And he had some time with the Texans, had a big field goal, mind you, with the Texans during the 2023 season.
Yep. I think that one game that he missed that key field goal, I think that Jaguars game that he missed that key field goal, I think that was one of the reasons why he got cut. Because leading up to that field goal, he was like 50-50. You know what I mean? He was struggling a little bit. And I think that's why they kept Fehrenbaum and re-signed Fehrenbaum.
Right.
So, but I think honestly it was more of a marketing tool and just to bring some attention to the UFL. Right now, you gotta look at it like this. From what I'm seeing, certain things that are happening with the UFL, like Bo Scarborough retiring.
That part.
That was a big announcement. That brought eyes to the UFL. That brought attention to the UFL. That made the UFL a topic of conversation in national media. You know what I mean? So I think I think in a way the UFL is taking, page or two out of the NFL's book on certain marketing clause. You know what I mean? We go, why not? Let's announce both Scarborough's retirement. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the season, like before the season even starts, we're in the middle of training camp, and he's like, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So that sparked a conversation now on a national level. So now the UFL's picking up more traction, more eyes. What they're trying to do this season, one of the main things they're trying to accomplish this season is bringing new set of eyes, fan-wise, on the UFL. It's a joined league now. They're merged. You don't have to worry about watching two separate leagues and rooting for two separate leagues or rooting for two different teams in two separate leagues. You know what I mean? Now all these teams are in one league. There's no competition. We're moving together. We're moving forward together. Spring is stronger together than it is separately. And it's going to prove that. And I think that's one of their marketing tools. You know what I mean? Spring is stronger together than it is separately. And I think we're going to see that this season to be able to set up success for the future.
All right, well, we're about to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with more of the show. We'll talk some more about what's been going on with the UFL roster cuts, and then I got a problem with some of these ESPN broadcast teams that have came out. So you stay tuned. Yeah, I got some issues with it, and we're gonna discuss it, and hopefully we'll get some good dialogue on it. All right, so you guys are checking in with the X-Fan Show. Dirty's getting clean today, folks. He's getting cleansed. So hopefully, right? Hopefully that, and tomorrow maybe too. If you know, you know. This is the X-Fan Show. You can catch it right here on Fuel Sports Network, and you also can catch it on Facebook and YouTube. Stay close. We'll be right back.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. The cypher's real, and play pretend. Aim off the
same great taste. Yes, same great taste.
Welcome back to this edition of the X Fan Show. The A Train, Arlington Lane in the house, and then I got my guest co-host with me from the Gridiron Podcast, Jersey the King, aka the West Coast Program Director of Fuel himself.
Yes, sir. What's
Yes,
going on,
sir.
everybody? Welcome back to the show.
Hey, make sure that you're catching us on your Roku TVs, checking us out on your Fire Stick. Make sure you download the app and search Fuel Sports Network. And big thanks, of course, to our sponsors at Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company. Also, Debbie with the powder. Oh my God, everybody calling it Dooby or
Mhm.
whatever. It's the energy powder, and then Just Meat Jerky. Thank you so much, and of course, make sure that you know that it's also powered by Gateway City Sports. Thank you so much, man, for helping us out with this ordeal and this partnership so much. Hey, we've been getting into the conversation. We're talking a little bit about destroying, making the cut. One of the we were talking about. Different players that we didn't expect to get cut in the first week, like Aguilar, the
Yeah,
former kicker for the Stars, who was with the Roughnecks, and they didn't gave him the axe, right? And I'm sitting back and I'm looking at most of these moves, and I'm sitting, I'm like, whoa, like, like seriously, everything that's going on right now is
another big
this is
surprise.
serious. This is
Yeah,
big
another big
surprises here.
surprise for me was Lacobe.
Yes, our
Lacobe
guy
getting cut,
Kobe Tucker.
and Boogie Roberts.
Yes,
Boogie Roberts.
yes.
He was he was Pittsburgh's defense. Let's just call it what it is. He was Pittsburgh's defensive line, damn near by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean,
Maybe,
that's
maybe. I don't know. Boogie Roberts. I know there are a lot of St. Louis fans. Any team could pick him up. You know, DC could utilize his services.
mhm,
Lacobe Tucker could utilize his services in St. Louis. They could. The more offensive help in the front line, the better. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I know that a lot of
Even
people.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
His name, Drew. Is it how do you pronounce his name? Defensive lineman from San Antonio Brahmas. Drew Besley or Beasley?
I thought it was Beasley. Beasley.
He got cut, and he
Yeah.
was the Brahmas leading sack leader, and I believe he was at the top of the list and the leader for tackles last year
Hmm.
for the Brahmas. He got cut. Morgan Ellison got cut. I mean, and he was one of the best backs in the league last year in the
For the
XFL.
XFL. Yeah. Yep.
So it's surprising. It's very surprising how many players got cut in the names. 6 All Pro USFL All Pros got cut.
Yes.
Very
They
surprising.
sure did. As I'm sitting here looking at the rosters, James Bostic from the Battlehawks was in.
Mhm.
John Daka was let go by the Battlehawks, and he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was all XFL last season.
Yep.
So it was like it's wild. Of course, Jadrian Taylor, there was something actually wrong with him,
Yeah.
and the Battlehawks had found it. They tried to see if he could still play, but turns out that he cannot, and they saved his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
He's so grateful.
they decided to walk away from the team and walk away. I think he's going to walk away from the game entirely.
Actually, he's
And
going into coaching
yeah,
is
so
what he was
he's not gonna play anymore, but he will go into coaching. So
saying.
that is
And he said
a
he wanted to thank the Battlehawks organization for finding something that was never diagnosed or never found by any other doctor. And he wanted to thank them for saving his life and giving him the opportunity to still be able to go on and pursue coaching now. So big shout out to
yeah.
him. I hope
Uh
everything does work out for him.
Andrew Mevis. That was a surprise to me. A lot of people were talking
Oh
about
yeah.
his leg. And I know my guy from the bottom line, Easy E, is not happy about that because now he can't go see his Iowa State product. Where the only thing he got now is Coach Beck and his son Rocco.
Yeah.
Yeah, so McKinley Williams also, like, the Battlehawks had some names that were missing. I see Connor Davis's name. He had been around for a while too. His name was thrown in with the Jets. His name was thrown in with the Battlehawks. His name was, of course, thrown in with the Brahmas, and he was let go. I saw Ryan Mueller's name
Mm-hmm.
was out on he was out on Twitter. Said, "I'm a free agent. Like,
Yep.
what's up? I'm ready. He's ready to play." Kirk
Dylan.
Aid, he was cut as well. Coming over from Kansas State. That would have been interesting to see him like
Yeah,
in uniform. And the way Kurt Warner would have been there for those games and stuff, because he's going out there to check out his son
of
without.
course.
Cole Murphy got let go. Cole Murphy.
That's what I say. There's some big names, man. There's some big names. Even Dylan. I think his last name is. I forgot his first name. We were talking about him last night on the bottom line.
For
Even
which
he got
team?
cut. I believe he was with. Oh man, what is that team? Because he was with Pittsburgh, I believe,
Hmm.
and it was their wide receiver and kick returner.
Okay. Yeah, I remember hearing about Lance Norris' name. He definitely he got cut too. Like, I'm just looking at these names down the line, man. Like Will Likely. I didn't
Yeah,
expect that.
man. When I saw Will Likely's name, my jaw dropped. I'm like, "Are you guys serious?"
And Antoine Brooks. I was like, come on, dog.
Oh my god! Like, there's
And,
so
and
many
Derek
names.
Dillon. Derek Dillon is his name. So yeah.
Derek Dillon. There you go. Thank you,
Yeah.
Will. Thank you, brother.
Uh
Chris, I appreciate that. We really appreciate that. So you guys are the fuel that grows the fire.
yeah, I like that too,
Thank you.
man. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Reggie Howard's name from Houston.
Yeah, from Houston. Yep.
And we were sitting back. I'm like, these are very notable names that, that made an impact on spring football previously.
Yeah.
And like this is tough. Like for coaches. This is really, really tough for these coaches to, make something happen. And I know you touched on it last night, and I kind of want to touch on it too. You had a point about maybe that the league shouldn't have started with just 8.
Yes. Now I'm
And
not talking about expanding, guys. Before you rip my
no,
head. No, we're talking. We're just. I'm basically going to be giving you a reason why I feel that the league shouldn't have just started with 8 teams. So
all
go
right,
ahead, Art.
we got to. I say we only got an hour show, so if you want to explain it, like, listen, I understand where he's coming from. He was like, okay, 10 teams could have started, not 8. You could even say 12 could have started. The
Mhm.
reason why, I get where Jersey was coming from. He was saying that because you knew a lot of players were not going to make squads, so that way you would have had 2, maybe 4 different markets that were going to that could fill teams, right? Which also mean more opportunities for players,
Yeah.
and there would have been 10 to 12 viable venues that you could use during the season. And I think, if I remember, this is what I heard last night. You cut Vegas out the picture, right?
You have to. You have to because there's no field to play at out here. There's no
Okay.
set deal in place. You know what I mean? So that you would have to ask that team. So you take 7 of the XFL teams and 4 of the USFL teams.
Or
And you
5 at
put
this case, yeah, right.
well,
And
well,
we were
no, 4.
saying,
4 because you would count well, yeah, 5. Right.
uh-huh,
You're right, 5 for because of the Houston franchise. So yeah,
right,
there you go.
right. So then we had the 12 teams, right? And you have teams, players ready to go, and then they can fill those spots, right?
Mhm.
And you know what, Sabrina? I agree with that. They should have
Me too.
kept Orlando. I just don't think they should have played, in my personal opinion, play at uh
Camping World.
at Camping World. They should have played over at what they call the Bounty House at UCF. It's a
Mhm.
smaller venue.
UCF.
It's
Yep.
about 40,000, and you don't have to deal with. I think it's Spectrum Stadium now. I think is what it's called.
Yeah. It's Spectrum.
So they would have played there. I understand they wanted the big venue, but nobody's coming out there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. Chris, the other 4
Compare.
markets would have been I'm sorry, the other 4 markets would have been Orlando, Seattle, and Pittsburgh, and then, the Houston team would have been rebranded, of course, still to the Roughnecks, but you would move over either Seattle or Orlando over to the USFL conference side. So you'd have Birmingham, Memphis, Michigan. What's the other team? Houston, and then either Seattle or
I would have had Orlando, probably,
Seattle or
or
Orlando. But then you have to
mhm,
imagine they rebrand Pittsburgh Maulers and move them to Canton.
because
Now I
Canton
know
would have
the
been
whole problem would
Canton
have
was a
been,
venue.
yeah, because Canton was a venue, and that's the only reason why I say that. You could have moved them there. Then you would have had 6 teams in each conference. Then we got 12 teams, longer season, probably what we were talking about, what, 12 games? You know what I mean? To where you play in your division
10
twice, and then
teams, 10 teams, 12 games. So we
mhm,
would have had two squads. I would have gave Pittsburgh another chance, and probably Orlando. If I'm looking at the landscape right now with the fans and what they were putting, everything was like Midwest and toward East, right?
mhm,
So I'm looking at Orlando and the Canton market. And then you said Pittsburgh would have been rebranded with that.
to
And then you
Canton.
make it 12, and then you make it 12 teams. I mean 12 games, 10 teams. That way those 5 can play each other twice.
Well, 6,
Let's see, hold on, 10 teams. That would have been difficult though.
because we'd have to have 13 games instead of 12.
You would have had to have 13 games, right?
So
Okay.
that you'd have 2 division games, 2 division games against each team in your division, and then 1 1 game in, against the
5 games
interconference.
against the other. Yeah, that's right.
Right,
So
and then when
yeah,
you
so
play
10 teams, 13 games. That way you play twice against your opponents and then once against the other conference. New Orleans, that'd have been a good one. They could play over at Tulane Stadium.
or
You
you
know what I mean?
move them to Portland.
I mean, here's the thing. If everything is not West Coast right now, right?
So
I get that. I get it. Listen,
that would
I
have
get
given
Seattle.
you those 2 markets in the
I get it.
Northwest.
Right. But also, one thing that was discussed, if I remember hearing correctly, it was expenses going out to the West Coast.
Yeah, and I get that. And Dirty touched on that last night, that was the main thing. It was the fact that, they did explore the 12-team option. They did explore it, but it's the expenses of flying out to Seattle. You know what I mean? Flying from Seattle to Orlando, to DC, you know what I mean? And I get that. And I totally get that, you know what I mean? It's not like we have team owners in place to cover those expenses for
Yet,
teams. Yet,
yet. Let
not
us
yet.
not lose. Let's not lose the hope on that, because I really do believe if this is a viable league, owners are going to be a part of it. And do not be surprised if celebrity owners get in the mix. Do
But
not
you see
be
what happened.
surprised. My
Former
biggest
NFL
hope,
players.
do
See what
not be
Marshawn Lynch did with the
surprised.
PFL,
Oh
and it
my,
was you know what I mean? So, it
listen,
you
do not be surprised with that. And then, as long as they, and the whole thing with the kickoff,
yeah.
the NFL is looking to adopt and modify the XFL kickoff. So
Mhm.
what does that mean for the UFL? Does that mean that when if they do adopt that, do you switch it up so quickly? I think the answer is going to be no, because you have already had things in place for that year. You can't change everything. I know the no fun league like to change everything on the freaking fly. You know what I
Yep,
mean? But at least they're doing it before any time before the season begins. Their season is starting off tomorrow, like officially.
right.
Their season reopens tomorrow. And so they're trying to adopt the old XFL kickoff. And knowing that right now, as we're sitting, we are 18 days from the UFL kickoff.
Yes, sir.
18. It is getting more and more closer, and it's going to get more and more intense. Hey, folks, the X-Fan show, we're going to have some fun this season.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have a lot of fun this season. So you got to stay tuned to what we got going on. Um,
Lots happening. A lot
Like
has happened
we
lately.
might have to start doing some quizzes and games and stuff so that way some people can get involved and we want to see how smart you really are. Are you smarter than Dirty? Or are you smarter than my guy James Larson? What's up, James? I know you tuning
Oh,
in.
yes.
So we got some ideas that we rolling around and seeing, hey, get more fans into this mix here we got going on at Fuel Sports Network. Look at y'all talking about some let's do that. I want to do it. I want to get in. So hey, just stay tuned. I guarantee you, we're going to get in. No freaking way. See, I've been wanting to run it back for a while, and since
Oh, they
Aaron,
are.
golly,
And Jameis
uh,
Winston might be going to Cleveland as a backup for Deshaun Watson.
you know
Yes,
what?
breaking news.
You know what?
Winston's heading to the Browns.
You know what?
Bengals sending running back Joe Mixon to the Texans.
We finna take a time out. We are getting into this show, and it is everything going on. It is 37 past the hour. We're gonna come back, and I'm going to discuss. I'm finna go on a little bit of a derailment. I'm gonna talk a bit about
Uh-oh.
these ESPN broadcast teams. So bear with me, folks. It's going to get a little interesting. Hopefully, I don't get too
A train going
crazy.
off the tracks. Uh-oh.
Just just a little bit. But you
Stay
guys
tuned.
stay tuned. The X Fan Show will return right after this.
Go, 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 go. Hey, go, go, go. Go, go, go. Can't feel my wings. I need my hands. This life is real. And play pretend. Came off the
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
And welcome back to this edition of the X Fan Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. Hey man, I gotta try out that Just Meat Jerky. You know, if you've been watching the promos and stuff and the commercials and whatnot, man, I'm like, hey, that looks like something I
It does.
want, man.
It does. I love beef jerky too, man. I'm gonna definitely try it. I'll see if they have some out here in Vegas. If not, we going online.
Hey, we gonna
But
make some
online.
we got some real meat there, man. So you're like, I think I want in on that just a little bit. All right. Um, okay. I did say I was gonna go on a
Ooh.
bit of a derailment
Did
And
Chris just give us an idea to pitch to Wild Sons?
look, you got it.
That would
Look,
be interesting, though. That would be amazingly awesome if Wild Sons were to attempt to buy the St. Louis Battlehawks. That would be great. A
can we
local
just get can we get just one idiot to honor Dirty? Hey, pour one out for the guy that they can cleanse.
hello
for my
coffee in the cup.
hey, for my boy, I got some water, man, to clean them. That's where we at.
You know?
Ain't that so? That I can't call that one, man. All right, I really can't. I'm sorry. All right, but ladies and gentlemen,
It's time.
it's time for me to go off the rails a little bit. It's time for the A train's derailment. Oh boy!
Mm-mm.
All right, and today's derailment is all thanks to ESPN's UFL's broadcast team. All right, and I'm gonna show you. This is from ESPN's pressroom.com. Listen, what I'm about to say is I have nothing against them. My issue is we can't have consistency a little bit.
Right.
Consistency a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. So here are the people, especially when it comes to the play by play and whether there was deals made or whatever, fine, whatever. I don't care. But here's my thing. Here it is. All right. Um, the first name, Mike Monaco. Now I can sit back and I'm gonna say the same thing is that I've never heard of Mike Monaco, and I know he's done things. Him and Drew Carter, they probably have done a wonderful job of what they have done. But my guy, I was looking for Tom Hart to be back.
I was
I was
too.
looking for John Schriffen to be back. Sam Acho moving up to number one analyst is perfect because he deserves to be there. I
Yeah.
love his passion for the game. I love how the knowledge that he knows for the game. If you had seen during the showcases, well, who was that? Him and KJ Sales
Hmm.
when they had did their thing, that was great. You know, it was off the cuff, but again, the knowledge was there with the analysts, right? Um, Tom Hart, Missouri guy, got a great chance to meet him while in Houston at the Roughnecks games. Great professional, and he knew his stuff. I remember when him and Joey Galloway did the first game, the Battlehawks game at home in 2020. Now, whether there was a deal being that did not happen to work, I hope he's still with the team. You know, I understand they want to bring in a younger, fresh audience. I get it. I get it. But my thing is, let's have some consistency before we decide to make new voices.
Yeah, definitely.
You
Give
know what
us
I'm saying?
some familiar voices that we're used
Exactly.
to hearing.
And they may have looked at them and said, "Hey, we want fresh voices in this mix." But I'm like, one thing that I saw with Fox, they kept it consistent.
Hmm.
Fox's broadcast team is consistent. You cannot have a spring football game, and I don't care what anybody says, without Kurt Menefee and Joel Klatt. I would have loved to have Gus Johnson do these games because Gus Johnson's voice, it booms, and I think he can bring the audience in. But Menefee, he knows the game just as well as
Yeah.
Gus Johnson. May not have the same booming voice, but again, there is a consistency. There's a consistency there when it comes to the Fox group,
Yeah,
right?
definitely is.
So
Cinco in the booth.
wait,
As
I would not be mad at this as long as he knows what he know the
long
game
as he knows what he's talking about.
I'm
Exactly.
talking about, man. You
It
know what I'm
wouldn't be
saying?
a bad idea, especially because if you watch, I don't know if anybody ever tuned into the nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson, but Ocho Cinco's good on the microphone. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of can he be that football play-by-play guy, that commentator, you know what I mean? That's calling the right calls, making the right statements, something like that.
And let's get an understanding. Also, he's also a part of the inside the NFL team
Mm.
with Ryan Clark, Chris Long, and Jay Cutler.
Yeah,
So if he's doing that, he's doing a national television show, and he's doing it on a weekly basis. I think he can do it in the booth too.
I
He can be
believe he could.
professional enough. Yeah, so that's not a bad. Yes, they did. They gave Tony a shot.
Right. And he just
So
sounds horrible. I can't stand listening to him.
I've lost all faith in Tony Romo, man. But nothing against Mike Monaco or Drew Carter. Like those are good guys. It's just I wanted some consistency in the mix, man. Like that's what I want. Yeah, Stormy is back. Cole Kubelik is back. And as you can see down here, this is probably going to be my favorite group. Lowell Galindo, Tom Luganbill, the addition now of Caleb Burton,
Hmm.
and
We got
Harry
Harry
Douglas is
back.
back.
Harry,
Harry's back.
Harry. That's my dude right there. I love Harry. I love Harry
I'm
Douglas.
looking forward to hear because Galindo's energy was great.
Hmm.
It wasn't forced. A shout out to John Schriffen, who got a gig with the White Sox. So
Yes,
he'll
that's
be, yeah, and then he was the other guy that had the energy, when I was listening to, or watching games, but see, that's different. John Schriffen got another gig, right? Because he got another gig, he couldn't do the spring football duties and college football. I wonder if he's going to do that.
I'll be
Everybody's
interested.
asking, will I be at the town hall on Thursday? It's I'm leaning towards no because a brother got to work and got to get paid. That's
What's going on, Denzel? What's going on, champ?
a brother
What's
got to
going
work and he
on?
got to get paid. But guess what? I'll be with there you with you guys in
In
spirit.
spirit.
I'll be
I'll
there
be
in
with you in
spirit.
spirit all the way from Las Vegas. You already know.
Listen, we'll be there. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Chris Galindo and Miss Burton. Miss Burton is a looker too. So and and I know her professionalism is amazing. Got a chance to see some of her videos on Instagram. Uh, basketball standout, and she does college football. So looking forward to seeing her in the mix and to see the third team there. Roy Philpott. I don't remember him but he's been there a while. I don't remember him
Yeah.
doing games with college football. Um, but he's going to be the third guy. Of course, I know who George Sedano is. I've heard him do work on the sidelines. Kirk Morrison coming over from uh, ESPN LA. Ian Fitzsimmons. I remember him last year, and of course Eric McLean. So I haven't George Sedano, and there's three names that I pretty much didn't remember, but um, those those guys have it. They have the chops because they wouldn't have utilized them. But me personally, I wanted something more consistent.
Yes, I agree. Definitely something more consistent or familiar would have been a lot better. You know what I mean? Give us what we're used to hearing. Even if you would have mixed in the XFL teams with the USFL teams, you know what I mean?
That
I think it could have worked. I think it
that
would have
was
been
interesting.
really
Somebody
great.
had made a post about that. Somebody had in the chat said that. Like somebody had I'm see if I can find it. Greg Jordan should buy Joel Klatt and Sam Acho. Those two
That would have
guys
been
together.
great. That would have been great. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. That actually would have been pretty cool.
Do we? I'm okay. There's a part of me that kind of wish they would have simulcasted the first game. That's just a part of me that felt that should have been simulcasted. You got the champs going against each other. That could get a big audience.
Yeah.
Put one game on Fox and put the other game on ABC, right? And but
Mm.
it's competing networks, so I guess they wouldn't do it as sorts. I
So
don't
you
know.
mean have the Arlington versus Birmingham game on two different channels at
Fox.
the same time
Uh huh.
with different? broadcast teams. That's interesting. I would actually be big for
Did
just
they
the
not do that
kickoff
with
of the
the
season.
USFL? The very first game, they
They
had that
did do
game
that.
on Fox and NBC. You can
Yeah,
catch
they
the.
did.
They
And you
just
have the
used.
NBC broadcast team and then the Fox
They
broadcast team.
just
You're right.
used one team, and they put them on both broadcasts. Why not? What's wrong with a simulcast?
Right.
But since you have now brought teams into the mix, you know, um, that that wouldn't be. I guess that wouldn't be seen. Houston Power. Hey, you're gonna have to tell me about this one. I would. Do you mean simulcast, Denzel? You would simulcast all the games the first weekend?
That's
Do they
interesting.
have the manpower to do that? But you know what? If you think about it, if you think about it, you take one game and then just put them on both networks. But then at the same time, you have to remember they got programming elsewhere. All right, because the NBA is still in season. Major League Baseball is about to be in. Uh, Hockey still in. Of course, the MLS, but they got that whole deal with Apple.
Hmm.
So I might say, are they even broadcasting on Fox anymore? Because I remember they were doing that for quite a while, but I can't remember if MLS is still doing Fox. If Fox is still doing MLS games because they was doing it for a minute.
They were.
Uh,
I haven't seen any lately, but I gotta also check too. But last I
yeah.
checked, they were. Last I did check and see that they were.
Okay. Anybody in the chat that if you see if Fox still doing MLS games, let us know. Um, but you have all of that in. Oh, okay, got you. All right. I know St. Louis has a team about that too. So maybe we have to look into that.
Are you talking about the Women's Pro Football Alliance? Ball Hawk
Yes.
one? If
Yes.
I know all about that. I know all about that.
Hey, same
I
here.
watched the
Same.
national championship last year on ESPN. It was the only
Right.
game from that league
The
broadcast.
St. Louis Slam. Like I remember the very first season. As a matter of fact, story time. Quick story. Quick story. I remember my first date with my ex-wife. My first date was to a St. Louis Slam game. I took her to a ladies football game. It was different. It was, I remember I got tickets for this. I remember talking with the owner at the time and said, "Hey, let's try something different. We'll go to dinner, but also we're gonna go to a ladies football game." And it was enjoyable. It really was.
Right.
And got to meet a few members of the team that were playing at the time. Shout out to Kelly Coslin if she's watching in. She was a long time. She played linebacker. They call her Lady Erlacher. When I say she
That's
could hit
dope.
somebody, she could hit somebody. Like I never. Yes, they have Sabrina. They've won a few championships.
And
I
ball
had a
I
friend.
do
I
know
had a
that
friend that
there's
from high
a
school
few
played on
different
that team as a
teams.
wide receiver. What was you saying?
Responding to Ball Hawk One, and he was saying that there's a few different female leagues. But yeah, I do know of a few different professional women's football leagues. But I know for sure the Women's Pro Football Alliance is one of the biggest. Like I said, their national championship game was actually on ESPN this past season. So I know about them. I do want to look into some more women's football leagues and definitely check it out because these women's are
Listen,
we're talking about they're suited up in uniform, y'all. Shoulder
I think
pads, and everything.
no,
Tackle.
no, no, Chris. It wasn't a lingerie game. It wasn't lingerie. They were fully padded and they was hitting.
Yeah, we're
This was
talking
a
full
women's
pad
pro football. Yeah, full pads.
tackle
No,
football. We're not talking about
yeah, no
no
rinky
bull
dink,
crap. We're
no
talking about
rinky dink
the
leagues.
real deal.
No,
The Women's
not
Pro Football Alliance. Go check it out.
yes, yes. And so yeah, we might have to look into doing it for sure. Oh boy,
It is good
I'm
football.
gonna get this cup there. It is. It is. It is good football. All
And
right,
these women, I'm talking, we're talking. There's Lady Tom Brady's out there.
they got
We're
arms.
talking.
Oh, they got some
They
arms
got
out there, man.
rockets on them. They're throwing the ball 60 yards in shoulder pads. Yeah, they got some ballers out there. So go check out the women's
Yeah, I think
professional football league.
I can't think of the lady's name. She's on Instagram. I think it's like Cletus Stilettos or something. I can't think of her name to save me. She's like one of the she's like a running back.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I
like a
heard of
running
her.
back. Yeah,
She's a
yeah,
beast, y'all.
yeah. So they're
Beast.
out there. They're out there. We might have to see about oh, look who's showing up. The suspended guy. Are you getting cleaned, sir? Are you getting
How's
cleansed?
that cleanse going, brother?
How's that cleanse going? Exactly. Oh, he's the idiot. Yeah, he's getting cleansed today, though. That's for sure. Look, he had to put his whole real name out there, right?
Right.
All right. Um, man, we got about a couple minutes left. Hey, we're gonna start incorporating, and it's been inspired by you, sir. Inspired by you. We're gonna start incorporating some fan mail to the mix. So, if you want, you got questions, legitimate questions, folks. If you want to know about the UFL, we're not going. We oh God, listen,
Make
'cause
sure you express
listen.
that
I'm
one.
afraid to do this. That's the reason why I say it.
He said legitimate guys.
Legitimate, like, come on, y'all. Like, don't play with me, man. I will not take weird questions on this show. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. If you do have a question you would like answered on the show, you make sure that you go and email us at xfanshow@gmail.com. Okay, xfanshow at gmail. What the what? Hello.
Hey,
Isn't that a
it wouldn't
balloon?
be a show if I didn't ambush y'all.
I know who put you up to it too. I know who did this. I know he did this. I know it because he couldn't do it, so he told you to do it. I
So
know he did.
listen,
I know my
because he's on probation.
I know my brother. I know my brother, man.
Listen,
He's got the
because
ankle
he's on
bracelet.
probation because of his mouth, and he don't know how to control his mouth. I want to apologize to all those that this idiot may have offended. Okay, first off. And second of all, I want to come on just to say, remember to check out me and Mrs. Predator couple, Amber, right? Soon on week 2 of the UFL season, because we will be starting our all women show. We're gonna
Oh,
have some very exciting guests coming on. So I just want to put that out there, but most importantly, I came on because I wanted to apologize to all those that he has offended because he's just stupid. I can't say enough. So, but yeah, most importantly, me, the hyena, wanted to come on to basically just say, look forward to our show because it's going to be worth it. I'll make it worth y'all's while. And hey, everybody that's saying hi to, yes, the hyena for coming on.
they are saying hi to you.
Yes, they are. So I just wanted to put that out there. So look forward to the show. It's going to be really exciting. And Jersey killed it last night on the bottom line. I must say that was a great
Thank you.
show
Thank you.
last night. Yes.
All right,
Arlington,
I got 30
unfortunately, has a
seconds.
job these days that he has to attend. So
I
he
got
can't
30
always,
seconds. I got 30 seconds. I got to
he
get
can't
out
come.
of here.
Okay, well, I'll let y'all go. I just wanted to come on and apologize for the idiot himself on his behalf for not being on.
Come on,
But
15 seconds. I got to get out of here, man. Listen, the
all
hour's
right,
up.
love
She's
y'all.
going, bye. Oh, good. She was going to keep going. Just, hey, Jersey, thank you so much, man. Thank
Not
you
a
for
problem,
coming
brother.
on. Yeah, and
Also,
always, real quick, go
Arlington
ahead.
Renegade fans, you got a fan show coming from Gabe Garcia. Get ready.
All right, this is Fuel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. And we'll be back. Yes, Woody, I saw your question. You said I thought it was at 11. Stay tuned. There might be some changes coming to that. We're going to have to change the TV schedule too. All right, so we'll catch y'all next time for another edition of the X Fan Show, if Dirty even comes back, because I may have just found my new co-host. We'll see what
Thank
happens
you, sir.
next time.
Same.
All right. This
See y'all
is
next
the
time.
X-Man Show. Y'all have a good one.